can't even believe it. We're back.
Episode 11. Dun, 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 dun.
Where does the time go? Another week. Like, there we go.
11 weeks is quite nearly 12, which is what? 3
Really?
months. It's nearly 12. It's 3 months, though. I'm focusing on the 3-month part. We've been doing
11
this
is near 12. Did you know that? New math generation? Did you know?
Exactly. I'm testing Gen Z in that. We've been doing this for 3 months, Jill. How cute and cool is that?
How crazy is that?
I love it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, did you have a good week?
I actually had a really good week. You know how Wednesday was super duper hot? I, in my fun employment, went to the beach with a friend of mine.
Oh, Jelly. Which beach did you go to? Connecticut Beach, I'm assuming? Rhode Island Beach?
It was a Connecticut beach.
Okay.
She suggested that we go to Silver Sands out in Milford.
Ooh.
I've never been there. She's from Milford, so it was cool to kind of just check out the town.
Was this you guys at the beach?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We had just gotten there. I'm like, we are doing nothing. We are not unpacking until I make sure I take a picture for our scurry.
I love the shape. Very cute. Very good job. I didn't do a lot of that's not true. On last weekend I did HIT trivia, which stands for high intensity interval training trivia. It was fun. It was exhausting. I thought I was going to die, but it was fun.
You didn't though.
I didn't die. So that's a step in the right direction, right?
So was it kind of how we thought it was, where it was going to be like doing the HIT training and then asking questions for trivia, and then doing HIT training and then asking questions for trivia?
Yeah, opposite that. So you get a trivia question and you answer it. There's 2 teams. You answer it on your whiteboard, and then you say if you got it right, and you get points if you get it right, and then you can wager how many points you want, but you don't know what the exercise is going to be.
Oh.
So, and then you just keep going. And we won. My team won. My buddy, Rob, Revolution Sports Club in Newington. I wish I lived closer because I would totally work out with Rob because he's a blast. And he wants to do HIT trivia as like an ongoing thing. So, and thanks to Dr. Deb, his wife, who's my ambassador. But if you get a chance and you want to check out Revolution Sports Club, if you're in the Connecticut area, it's totally worth it. So.
Ooh, yeah, definitely. That sounds like such a blast. I'm so proud of you for going to that.
It was good. I knew none of the trivia, ironically. It was
you knew none of it?
No, very. I knew one answer. One.
What was do you remember the categories?
It was they called it pop culture, but it was they asked Star Wars stuff. I can't do that.
I don't know if that considers pop culture. I feel like that's from times past. A long time ago.
So we are so blessed, my girl, Christina, Tom. I'm Jill Munson, by the way. We're 2 girls and a squirrel. We're really we're making waves in a good way. So do you mind if we do a little check-in?
I love check-in time. Yes, it's the best part of the show.
What time is it, Christina?
It's scary check-in time.
So we're going to do some hellos. Hello to some people that I don't even know, so I'm not sure where they're coming from, but you can like our Facebook page just by grabbing that QR code right there. But hello to Jennifer Gurney, your hairdresser. She checked in. Lisa P, Sheila, I'll just say everybody's last names if I can pronounce them. Lisa Passay, Sheila Gonzalez, Bill Carell, Shannon Brock, Scott Laney, the West Hartford Chamber of Commerce, Liz Demersky. I'm assuming this is producer Josh's relative, Ralph Patello. He said anything is possible at the Moo because they had gone for ice cream. Avi Smith Rappaport, who was my, that's Josh's dad, Ralph. Hi, Ralph. Hi, producer dad. And then Avi Smith Rappaport from We Care Computers, he joined me at the HIT Trivia. Katonia Huey from Your CBD Store in Simsbury, and Denise Vazella, who is a radio personality. So we have radio people listening.
How cool are we? How cool are we, Jill?
We're even cooler because Jet, I don't know if you remember, everybody that's listening and watching, Jet was the guest that we had on a few weeks back. We discussed gender pronouns and kind of started to get into that topic. And finally, I figured out how to turn on the YouTube comments so that they could comment. So thank you, Jet, for doing so. So Jet said, so glad you got comments on. Jill, I appreciate your marketing perspective on rainbow capitalism. I am grateful to see this conversation beginning. Much love and a restful weekend to both of you. So thanks, Jet. And then we had a really good dialogue conversation on our Facebook page about ticks. Remember how we talked about? And by the way, we broke the story. NBC News did it after us, but we broke the story.
Of course, I know, obviously. We are cutting edge. We are right on the line. Scurry, this is what we deliver for you guys. You're welcome.
And it was great because Jen, I think she pronounces it Yergay, but Jen was chatting and asking about like what works for ticks. And then people wrote back, and then Megan McDermott wrote in, and it was like this really great conversation. And that's the point of this and the Scurry. So yay!
I feel so good. That's really what we've been working towards for each of the episodes, is that kind of like community engagement. So that makes my little heart so happy.
It was awesome. What was really cool too is, we've been talking about like where we're trending like geographically, and we are spreading. We are spreading out into the world. Now, we haven't crossed the Atlantic yet, but I think we're going to get there very soon. So, of course, Hartford, Greater New York, Greater Boston, Albany, all wonderful. Columbus, Ohio again. I don't know who's our fan in Columbus, but thank you. I say fan, like we have one fan.
It still counts.
Las Vegas, Dallas, and then the New London, Connecticut area. So, yeah.
Excellent.
It was great.
I love that.
Before we normally we just try to keep the Scurry part like quick, but before we move on to like the meat and potatoes, I want to share, because we got an email, and I actually grabbed it really quick out of the email and like hid it so you couldn't see it because I wanted to share.
Oh my goodness.
So we received this email. It says, "Ladies, quick question. Have you had a member of your Scurry binge watch episodes yet? If not, allow me to proudly be the first to tell you you're binge-worthy." Binge-worthy. Yes. So, and actually, hold on one second. I got to tell Josh something. This is a picture he needs to put up. Hopefully he can find that one and throw that up in there. And so this is a picture of. This email came from Regina. I don't know if you'll be able to see this without being zoomed in, but this is Regina watching us, and her fiance is now officially on board. We are on the 65-inch TV. Can you see that?
Oh,
look
yeah.
At us. Like, we're above the mantle on a Saturday afternoon. Like, it's so fabulous.
Look at that. Totally. I feel like this should be like our picture of our pride. Oh my God, that's so intense.
It's amazing to me. Yeah.
Look at how big we are.
I was a little concerned that my pores were going to show too much.
Ooh, yeah.
But I mean, if with all things, said and done, I'll take my pores showing to just make sure that, obviously, we get
to be a binge-watchy show. Oh my God.
So I do want to share with you the message that, yes, Josh, that will come next. I want to share with you the message that she sent me, the actual email, because the email itself is what knocked me out when she was sharing her thoughts and her feedback on the show. And as soon as my computer decides to wake up, I would love to be able to read that to you. So, all right, it just woke up.
Jill, it's in the afternoon. It's TGIF. I think you're asking a lot from your computer. Like,
my technology
nap time right now.
Yeah. Oh my God. So yes, here's what she said. This is all of her thoughts on all of our episodes wrapped into one. So I'm just going to like rattle them off and we can comment, but I do think that we need to address, just share some of these. So here we go. She said, "I know how much you love your fan mail." It's just so funny because we have fans. Cool. She said, "So here are some of my key takeaways from the binge. I'll be here all day if I share about my sheroes, but I wanted to say, Christina, I loved, capital letters, honoring yourself as a shero of yours. I cried and loved it so much and felt myself love myself a little more in that moment too. So thank you." She said, Regina went on to say, and hopefully they're listening, Jet, Regina said, "I was so happy to hear from Jet. thank you for having them on, and thank you for them being on. I would love to connect with them also, if possible, which we can make happen. Seems like a wonderful person to have in your orbit. Jill knows I'm always open to vibing with new people. True. All right. When to contact others. That was a topic we did a long time ago. When to have boundaries. I email around the clock. I figure if it's an email, people can turn away from it when they're not on. Also factoring time zones and things like that. I don't mind if I receive wacky timed emails. I do believe calls and texts, though, should have more boundaries. And I do need to force myself to have no phone time. Otherwise, I will always be on and get overwhelmed. So I do need to check out.
Agreed. Yes. Absolutely.
The next one, bullet, Christina, capital letters. My soul sister. I respond in my head to people constantly in capital letters. I have been saying for years that they need a mark as unread feature for text the way they do for emails. That's what I think. Just swipe the other way. Why is this so hard? I agree with you, Regina. I don't get it. All right. Next up, Jill. I also love murder mysteries. I'm actually reading an event industry one right now, accidentally, haha. And it was on Reese's book list, and Regina has offered me the book, so I will check that out. She said, I can't believe you guys, meaning me and you, Christina, I cannot believe you guys have never met in person. She said that was such a wild fact to me. Can I be there when it actually does happen? I think it should be filmed.
What are you imagining would happen as Jill and I gaze across from each other in the real world?
And gets louder. Yeah, but so then I got thinking, like, maybe we shouldn't meet. Like, maybe it should always be like this.
Oh my God.
I don't know. All right. Regina goes on. Sorry, this is going to take a while. My fun fact, I have never seen Star Wars. And I don't think I ever will, because there's a great debate about if a newbie should watch and etc. So I'm happy to hear that, because I don't like Star Wars. 0 or O. I say 0 in phone numbers and O in zip codes. I guess I'm a hybrid.
I love that she knows that specifically. That is so funny.
I love this. I am 1,000% in. I want to go see Shakespeare with Christina. And the old English brought me back to theater days and made me so happy. Thank you for that. Which I'm so excited about, because you were like, and it was so good. And I told you it was good. So see, listen. All right. She said, I literally do not know the 9 multiplication tables on my fingers. Remember we were doing that?
Yep.
People talk about it and I never learned it. She said, I learned, and I've never heard of this, I learned the -1 method that no one can ever relate to. So this is what she said, and I'm going to read this because I do not understand it. It said, she went to West Springfield Public Schools, which she knocked, by the way, and said maybe it's just something weird that happened there, like it's in the water. She said, what is 9 times 6? Well, 6 minus 1 equals 5. 5 plus what equals 9? 4. So the answer is 54. What is 9 times 3? Well, 3 minus 1 is 2, and 2 plus what equals 9? 7. So the answer is 27. I actually see you writing this down. It is way too confusing. Use your fingers, Regina. We will show you. Promise. All right. She did support the American Cancer Society and contribution clothing by buying a tee. I know it's going to shock you. She bought the free Britney tee.
Yes!
She said, happy to support and happy to add to my not excessive at all, in capital letters, Britney merch collection. Also, hashtag free Britney and hashtag stop conservator abuse. She said, I love that you guys did a bit about sayings from our parents. She said, I'll end with some fun sayings from my village, which I love. So her mom, like my mom, is an angel mom, but her mom's sayings were, why only one? Let there be light.
Yes.
And you are loved. Graham, her Graham, which we just call Graham because she's like Graham of all of us. So Graham says, and I'm not going to say it right because I'm not Italian, but manja, manja. So I know I didn't do that right. And then is it andiamo, which I'm assuming is maybe something about love, I'm thinking. And then my other favorite one Graham says is, what are you, crazy? And then last but not least, Jimmy Burns, which is her dad. Jimmy Burns is in Florida. Hi, Jimmy. We love Jimmy. He's a DJ. During quarantine, he would play on his balcony until Facebook would shut him off for usage rights. And then he would start up again until he got shut off. And we did this, like, it was so much fun. Anyway, Jimmy Burns says, you got to have eyes in the back of your head. Duct tape will fix everything. And salt water will cure everything. And last but not least, my guy, I love that dirty water. So thank you so much, Regina. She said she can't wait to meet you, Christina. She can't wait to join sometime. So we'll have to definitely get that arranged.
Oh my goodness. I might.
No, I'm saying he binged us. Like, I binge Schitt's Creek. I don't binge some crazy ass girls on a StreamYard. She binged us.
Oh my God. That's
Hey, did you hear? This is big news. Huge news. Wahlburgers opened this week in Springfield.
Really?
Guess who didn't show up?
No,
Donnie
sir.
or Mark. It's only the brother, only the chef, only the one nobody cares about.
Oh man.
Just kidding. That's me.
You know, it's probably going downhill. If they're not even going to put their celebrity backing behind it, like.
And also this week, I think it was Wednesday, the Mass Gaming Commission announced that they're lifting the restrictions as of tomorrow, Saturday. So the casinos will be able to go back to
full capacity, no masks. Yikes.
Yeah. And you know, it's interesting because it's obviously the start of the long weekend, Memorial Day weekend. And you know, so I just
well
like
timed,
that
obviously.
Yeah, I mean, that news about the casino was like, but, you know, it made me start thinking about Memorial Day a lot because everybody says, like, happy Memorial Day weekend. Well, first of all, it's not the whole weekend. It's a day.
Right.
And what do you think about, like, Memorial Day?
That you're bringing this up. Like, this is something that I love that you're bringing this up. It's a very solemn day. It's a very solemn day. And I understand the marketing and commercialization behind it because it is a long weekend. You are supposed to celebrate our veterans.
Well, and that's a thing too. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but I want to point this out because I had to really learn this and I had to get schooled. Holly is my cousin's wife and she's a veteran. And she's not the one who schooled me, but she posted recently and it kind of brought back the schooling. It's not a holiday to recognize our active and or living veterans. Memorial Day is to honor our brothers and sisters who have passed in service. That is, Veterans Day is a day to say thank you to service members. But Memorial Day is a day, it's a day of memorialization. It's a day for those who are not, it's a big distinction.
It is a big distinction. And thank you for educating me on that. Oh my God.
Yeah, and I think it was probably when I used to work for MGM Springfield, and I think that might have been when, because I needed to understand holidays, because we did a lot with intergenerational holidays and with interracial holidays and intercultural holidays, and so I had to learn a lot, and I never got it, because people would literally just say that, like, right, like, Happy Memorial Day weekend, like, it was like, and like, it was all about like the burgers and hot dogs, and I'm not saying like I'm not about a burger and a dog, but Monday, this coming Monday, is Memorial Day, and so I guess for me, it's like, just take a moment because like, if you think back, whether it's, World War I, World War II, I mean, there's been so many of them all the way up to, the current situations, anybody who lost their life in the line of service, like that's what the day is for. So just like maybe in a couple of days, depending when you're listening to this or binging this, just take a moment to like,
just pause,
reflect,
be present with what people have done for us.
Yeah. So that we can do crazy things like Two Girls and a Squirrel. Like, don't get me wrong. We know, like, it seems like every other day there's some controversy, some shooting, some, some disruption, some horrible atrocity on Black individuals, Jewish individuals, Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders. Like, our country is flawed, but our country is also great. And we have to remember that. And what I mean by that is like that we do have access to try to make change, that we have the ability of open press to do these things. So, and those things truly don't happen without our military. So, yeah.
That is true. It's take a moment to be grateful for what we have. There is stuff that we need to change and we need to work on, but we also are here and we are present. And that is something that we should also honor.
I agree. And that doesn't mean not to go away this weekend. So I just want people to know, like, especially this year, I think more than ever, because this is sort of like, they always have called Memorial Day weekend the kickoff to summer. But this year, I think more than ever, like I pulled some stats that might blow your mind from AAA. So for this weekend, kind of starting probably already a little bit yesterday, Thursday,
I would
into
say
the
so.
weekend. They're expecting in Massachusetts, where I live, 900,000 residents to travel, which is up from like 560 or something. It's up like 60% from last year, and still even up a
Yeah.
little bit from
Yeah.
2019. And how many plan to travel by car versus fly? So like tons and tons and tons of people are planning to travel by car nationally.
Yes.
More than 37 million people are expected to travel more than 50 miles from home. That's pretty crazy when you think about it.
That's
Yeah.
a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's
It's a
lot
little
of
bit lower than
people.
before the pandemic. So like in 2019, it was about 13% higher. So we're still a little lower than the national average. But and it's funny because I'm traveling. I'm leaving like if I can hurry up and talk faster, we're leaving. My nephew's graduating.
Where
Hi,
are you
Braden.
going?
Braden, we're going on the plane. We're going to Texas, the flattest land in the world. We have somebody listening in Texas, maybe one person or whatever, so I won't say bad things about Texas, but it's very flat and beige. But hi, Braden. Congratulations, buddy. I can't believe it blows my mind that you're graduating. And April, my sister-in-law, girl, the last one is out of the damn house. Stop letting them come home.
Oh, so exciting.
Yeah. Congratulations, April, on raising 3 absolutely outstanding.
Oh my goodness.
Children.
That is an
They're
achievement.
just great. So, I don't know if you want to do this or not, but I was wondering, I found that AAA has this thing about where are the most Americans heading, like where are the top 5 places in our country.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Do you want to do like a little quiz?
Yeah.
Don't change the slide yet, Josh. All right. So 5 cities, the 5 highest cities that you think people are going to go to. Guess. What do you think?
Seattle.
Okay.
Someplace in California, because I'm terrible with geography.
Okay.
New York.
Okay.
Boston.
Okay.
And somewhere in Florida.
Okay, so are you ready for this? You got 1 out of 5 right.
No!
Josh.
No!
People are looking forward to going to Nashville, Denver, Myrtle Beach, Orlando, Florida, and Vegas.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Actually, okay. I can kind of see it.
Yeah. I want to go back to Nashville so bad, so I can't wait to get back and hear music and just enjoy.
When did you go to Nashville?
Oh gosh, it was a handful of years ago. I was there for a business trip, and then Jen flew down and met me, and it was just awesome. Like, even if you're not a country music fan, you have to, like, Nashville and New Orleans, if you like music, you have to do those 2 cities because they're the epitome of music,
New Orleans was amazing, for sure.
I think that, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, I'm flying, but I do know that a lot of people are going to do the car thing. They just feel more comfortable, like, or public transportation. But I think there's going to be a lot of car driving. I know that AAA is just saying that is the expected, which,
yeah, absolutely.
Because of that, and I'm sure you obviously followed the story about the pipeline cyber attack.
Like, that was insane. That also terrified me, by the way. The fact that, and then it was off for at least 2 weeks. That is a whole level of international, like, warfare. I call it warfare because it's like, it has shut down a pivotal part of our entire system.
The Southeast is still battling. Like, the Southeast, there's still lines. They're saying don't, like, I don't know if you saw, there was a story where somebody like loaded up their car with like gallons or
and of gas.
Yeah, like, please don't
don't
like,
hoard. Let's not
hoard,
have another toilet paper, hand sanitizer fiasco again. Let's all be rational. We've done this before, guys, and just
I think that what scares me is that, like, the whole, like, paying the cryptocurrency ransom, like, what does that say? To me, that says, like, you can do things like this. Like, I mean, and I know you don't really have a choice because we need fuel. So that was a scary.
It was a very precarious position of, like, what kind of decision and ramifications that they were going to take on, because this is, I don't know, like, this seems something that's really able to mess with our entire country in a way that, like, could shut us down.
Seriously, in South Carolina right now, 29% of gas stations, according to a story from ABC News, 29% in South Carolina, no gas. 27% in Georgia, no gas. 25%
Wow.
in North Carolina, which is one of like the highest, the Carolinas, like it blows me away. And gas prices because of it, like
Skyrocketing.
$3 is the
Absolutely.
average.
Yep.
Average.
Well,
And
$3 is what we have here up in New England, though. I've been seeing it for 3.09.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. $3 is the average because normally the southern states it would be cheaper. The states that are
Mm.
oil producing states usually, you know what I mean? So like,
Mm.
but it's crazy. So I started thinking about road trips. Like
Yeah.
I didn't do a ton of road trips when I was a kid, but I know that, road trips are one of those things. Like did you ever do road trips when you were a kid?
Honestly, not that I can remember. Like
Okay.
I remember like big flying international trips, but we didn't
Ooh,
really go and drive places. I really got to enjoy that as an adult.
you're lucky. Like, and
Yeah.
as an adult, do you play any road games when you're on the road?
So when I was younger, I had this thing where I would imagine that there's like a little, like Sonic the Hedgehog. And you know how they have all these poles and lines and stuff? I just imagine him like weaving and bobbing in between each of them, and I would try and
I
keep
love
track.
it. I love it. I used to do it like Frogger. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You'll jump over them?
well, like Frogger would
Ooh.
like scurry along.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scurry. Go figure. So it's funny because we didn't really vacation much as kids.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of thinking because I knew we were going to talk about like, the holiday weekend and like getting away and stuff. And I was thinking like, when have I done a road trip? And so I asked you guys if I could share my favorite road trip so far of my life. And you said yes. So
Of
is that cool?
course.
All right.
Of course I
So
want to know the favorite road trip of your life. And then you also have to include the story though.
I'll think about it. All right. So my wife and I, for our honeymoon, producer Jen and I, this is us. We flew into Northern California and visited her family. She's got family all over California. And then we road tripped down to the Pacific Coast Highway, the PCH. This is us doing our sunroof pictures. I am so big in these pictures. I've lost so much weight. But before you flip, Josh, notice in this, because this will play later, notice the car this is our rented car that we are sunroofing out of, okay? So one of the things that I love to do on a road trip is be silly. So Jen and I,
really?
yeah.
So unbelievable.
I'm usually so buttoned up and
you really are. You're a little shy. It takes a little while for you to get to know people and open up.
So what we do is we find like silly opportunities. So the next thing that we did was, as driving along, we found this old-fashioned general store that had phones, and and then on the left is the state flower, which I am smelling. I am not going to tell you on a broadcast that could be sent to the FBI that I picked said flower that you are not supposed to pick, and smelled it in the car, and I have a picture of that. But I would never ever
you would never do that. No,
or say that.
Absolutely not.
One of the coolest parts, though, and I don't know if we'll be able to show the video or not, but one of the coolest parts, if you've never traveled the Pacific Coast Highway, is as you're going along, there are these. Is he gonna be able to play it? Let's see. Okay, so when you see this, that looks like rocks. That's not rocks.
Wait, Jill. Wait, are those seals?
They're elephant seals. I swear. They're all over this beach, and people just stand there and look at them. It's like the most fascinating thing ever. So this now leads me into the story. So I don't know the name of the state flower. I do love you, but Josh may be able to find it, but I don't know, and I certainly did not pick it. This is an up-close picture of some of the babies. I just loved them. They were so cute. And so, all right, here's the story. So Jen and I are standing and looking at these seals and taking the video and the pictures and everything, right? And it's windy. It's the it's the California poppy. I didn't know that. Thanks, Josh. Producer Josh, you're amazing. So it's like chilly because off the coast it gets windy. So I was like, all right, honey, I'm getting ready. Let's go. So we head back to the car. There's a huge parking lot filled with cars.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I'm like maybe 2 steps in front of Jen. Like just maybe, like not necessarily like, I'm not really like trying to walk ahead of her. It's not intentional, but I am sort of going. And I turn, and as I turn, I see Jen, and she's walking towards the driver's side of a white SUV, like you saw we had. And there's a woman standing there, happens to be a tiny, small Asian woman. And she says to the woman, "Excuse me, I'm going to need that," meaning the car. And the woman, and I'm just going to do this. This is not poking fun at, but I don't speak her Asian language. Was like, oh, and her husband comes running like total tourist, with this huge camera, and he's running, and they jump in. Well, this is them in their SUV on the right as they fly now away from us down the PCH because they thought we were trying to steal their car.
Oh my gosh.
So I turned around and I go, "That's not our car." And Jen was like, "Oh," and we got in ours, and that's what happened.
Wait, did she think that somebody was like just chilling in your guys' SUV?
In her car, like leaning against it. Like she thought they were just like leaning against our car.
I thought she was inside and she was sitting in the car. No, she was just leaning next to it. Oh my God.
So the funniest thing in the world is as we're now headed down the PCH, we drive by them. And I look over and they're like, doo-doo-doo, and they go, "Ah!" Like, "Oh God."
Oh, that cannot be scripted. It's basically just a movie scene and it came to life right there. Like that's what
my ribs hurt from laughing.
You should have. That would have been hilarious.
Oh my God. Before we have to wrap, which stinks. So before we do our closing comments, I did want to mention that we got a gift idea from one of our scurry. Lori PV House wrote and said that she saw this and thought of us. So I want to share with you that this was. So I'm just drinking out of my best aunt ever mug, but maybe this is our. We could get that. We could brand it with our logo.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Wait, what's the update for the mug that producer Jen ordered for you?
We don't know. I think somebody stole it. I think one of our scurry was hiding in the bushes like the paparazzi, and when the UPS guy came, they stole it. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
But producer Josh, if he has his way, he's going to produce us mugs. We're going to start with mugs. He wants to start with a whole line. And I was like, "No, Joshua. Joshua, one thing at a
line of squirrel mugs."
So if you happen to be watching and you would like to have us do mugs, because if we could get 10 people who said they would want to, he said denied full gift store, like we're going full Ellen, right? Except we're going to be nice to Josh. Just kidding. So if you want to purchase a Two Girls and a Squirrel mug, if we get 10 people who say they will, then we'll order them. Does that sound like a deal?
Yeah.
We really only need 7 because me, you, and Josh will buy one.
Obviously. So just 7 people. Step up. We already have, I think we have over 200 Facebook followers on our Facebook page. So any number of them can step up and we can have these 10 mugs that we can specially order for our scurry.
If I knew how to do math, I would tell you what that meant, like 7 divided by 2,000, or 200, but I don't know. So It's just a little bit of, yeah.
It's a number.
Last but not least, I just want to let you know, there is a very good chance that we might be auditioning for a new girl to be one of the 2 girls, because I might not make it back from Texas. So I just want, if I'm not here next week and it's just one girl and a squirrel, that's because it didn't go so well. I am fulfilling a bucket list this weekend. So I'm literally leaving now, heading to Texas. My house is not empty. I'm putting that out there because you're not supposed to say when you're traveling, but my brother lives here. So there will be somebody in the house. So please leave my house alone. But I'm traveling to Texas and I'm fulfilling a bucket list. Do you want me to tell you what I'm about to do?
Obviously, if I have to solo career this, I need to know what you're getting into.
I'm going to ride a horse for the first time ever.
Shut up. No way.
Yep.
That was on your 3 lies.
Yeah, my 3 truths. My 3 truths.
Your 3 truths.
Yeah, I'm going to ride a horse. It's already booked. I always thought I was too fat to ride a horse, so I've lost a lot of weight. I'm going to ride a horse. I have no idea what to expect. I do know that I have to wear long pants and closed-toed shoes. That's all I know. And somebody told me not to walk behind the horse. I don't know if that's because they shit on me or...
You might step in something.
Okay.
It's just a free fall back there, so I would not...
I also think you could get kicked by the horse.
Also, horses can kick, yeah.
I think that's the real thing, but I'm going with the I don't want to get pooped on.
I mean, I think that one's a really compelling reason, more so than getting kicked. I feel like, we can dodge and like maneuver around a kick, but like a poop stays with you, man. Like... Oh man, so, I'm so proud of you. Oh, horse, this is amazing. So it's you and executive producer Jen, or is it you or
the whole family? I think The whole family is
Everybody.
gonna, I think. I'll try
Ooh.
to get pictures. Yeah.
Of course,
You
of
know,
course.
I think that we have to wrap up because I'm gonna miss the plane.
Yes, we have to send you off in
But
a true
hopefully
scurry.
I'll be back in this box next week. That is the goal. Just so everyone knows our intention, next week is our 12th episode. And the
Mhm.
week after, which is our 13th episode, our hope is that we are going to do it together, live and in person.
Yes, and we're gonna be. Yes, we need to make sure Regina comes to film our meet cute as we stare at each other across the way, and our eyes meet, and we lock, and our breath hitches, and we know that this moment is ours together as we meet for the first time in our 13-week friendship.
We do have to have a undisclosed location because we have so many fans now. We don't want them
Obvious.
all showing up and
Right.
then you end up with like a traffic jam and all that. So let's
Because
wrap
we would
up.
cause a traffic jam. Yes,
This week it's your week. I hope you're ready, but I need a Christina Tom, two girls and a squirrel closing thought.
Jill asked me to do this, and what I want to share is that one of my favorite words is extraordinary. The original definition comes from the 1580s, and it says,
Wow.
in this sense of remarkable, uncommon, rare, and wonderful. It is beyond what is ordinary or usual, highly unusual, or exceptional, or remarkable. So my closing for today is take a deep breath and be extraordinary.
I know how to spell extraordinary too because you're extraordinary. I love it. Christina Tom, you are the best. I hope I'm alive to join you next week.
Yes.
We can roll our credits. We want to, of course, thank each other, Christina and me, and our executive producer, Jen, and Josh. We couldn't do this without the man behind the ladies. And of course, we want people to send us feedback.
Yes, share thoughts, comments, loves, and anything that you want to talk about with us.
We need to make sure that people know that we don't own the rights to everything. So when we do air things or share pictures, sometimes we don't own the rights to those, but we do appreciate our media partners for allowing us to have those, and we try to disclose whenever we do. Christina, I really appreciate you. I am excited to ride my horse. I'm excited to get away for a few days, and mostly I am just excited to see what our scurry has to say about this week. So, be safe.
Be well. Have fun. Travel safely.
And to all of our...
I already miss you.
Oh, I miss you too, even though I've never met you. And to all of those loved ones that we have lost through military service, we honor and respect you every day, but in particular on Memorial Day. So bye, guys.